Welcome to the Mega Network's Careers video for schools. Today you will find out about one of Northern Ireland's most exciting dynamic sectors, the advanced manufacturing and engineering sector. You will hear from local companies and their employees about the vast array of jobs within the sector and the career opportunities and pathways that follow. If you're a Year 12 student, you might decide to follow the traineeship, an apprenticeship or a BTEC course. If you're finishing school at Year 14, you might decide to follow the higher level apprenticeship, the mega degree apprenticeship or a full-time degree programme at university. All pathways are really important. However, if you decide to go the apprenticeship route, you will have the added value of learning industry skills from day one. I really hope you find this video informative, and now I'm going to hand you over to my colleague, Elita, who will tell you more about the manufacturing sector and why it is such a fantastic career choice.
Does the idea of doing something that makes a real difference and can change the world appeal to you? Would you like to earn a good wage? How about not having to move away to find a great job? Does working in an innovative sector that uses cutting-edge technology sound interesting? If you have said yes to any of these questions, then working in the field of manufacturing and engineering just might be for you. Northern Ireland has a strong manufacturing history, and believe it or not, the work we do here is recognized all over the world. There is plenty of exciting new innovation happening behind the doors of hundreds of companies right here on our doorstep. Here in Mid-Ulster, the manufacturing and engineering sector is massive. There are hundreds of companies producing world-class products, including crushing and screening machines, recycling machines, airplane steps, airport buses, PPE equipment, award-winning blinds, trailers, and much, much more. These companies contribute billions of pounds into the local economy, and many of them can be found on the list of Northern Ireland's biggest exporters. The products made here in Mid-Ulster are being sent to America, Australia, Asia, Africa, India, every single day. There are 90,000 people employed in manufacturing in Northern Ireland. Around 1 in 4 families depend on the manufacturing industry for their household income. And all of this great innovation means that companies are in a constant need for new people. And it's not just engineers that they need. There are so many opportunities available that there is a role for nearly everyone. Yes, they need the engineers to design the products and the welders, fabricators, and quality control people to put it all together. But they also need people in sales and marketing, IT, finance, health and safety, transport, and so on. There are plenty of reasons why you should choose the manufacturing and engineering sector for your career. Number 1, there is real satisfaction in knowing you've made something or been a part of making something that can help change the world, knowing that you've made a difference. Number 2, the pay is on average 20% higher than in most other sectors, and that's important, right? Number 3, there are plenty of options for career progression. All of these companies like to promote from within, so once you're working in the sector, you'll get more opportunities for additional training to help you be the best that you can be. Number 4, you don't have to travel far to get a great career. These jobs are right here in Mid-Ulster. After hearing all of this, if you are interested in a career in manufacturing and engineering, ask yourself if you have the skills required. Do you enjoy problem solving? Do you enjoy working as part of a team? Are you resilient? Do you have a good attitude and a strong work ethic? Yes, grades are important, but more and more employers are focusing on these skills and a willingness to learn. There are plenty of reasons to choose a career in manufacturing and engineering.
Malachan Engineering design, manufacture ground support equipment for the aviation industry. Recently we have developed an airport bus primarily for Ryanair, and our concentration now going forward is electrification of our products and green technology, so that's what our main focus is on. Our customers are very wide ranging. At Malahans we have a wide global reach. We export out to over 100 countries. Basically anywhere where there's an airport we will sell into. What we're interested in Malahans is the skills and competencies that an individual could bring, what value they could add. So we have a very diverse workforce. We have a very, what I would say, very young workforce, very experienced, skilled, and overall a very capable workforce.
I started working in Malahans in September 2017, so just a little over 4 years ago, and I'm a design engineer. So as a design engineer, I am mainly based in designing with the buses. I mainly work with the employees on the floor and helping make their job easier. So if something could be reworked or made smaller or simpler for them to get the product out quicker, that is what I'll do. I'll make that product easier for them to work with.
I have worked with Malahans for about 2 years. I started in February 2020 and my job role is rework fabrication. With rework there's parts that's been ordered through and they've maybe been designed, redesigned, have went missing or have been damaged, so I will get the likes of the loose parts through. My job would affect other jobs. You're seeing the parts and you're knowing what machines it's put on, so you have the background on the machine. There's catering trucks that would go on to, it'll go on to the lorry and you're just knowing where it goes. So it's getting to know what products Malahans does.
I came into Malahans with no background in engineering at all. I just come straight from school, not necessarily a degree, but just from my A-levels. I had no background at all. From about third year in my college, St. Joseph's College in Cleland, I started doing engineering as a GCSE, and from then I've always wanted to do engineering. Wasn't bothered what kind of engineering, I just knew I wanted to do engineering. Whenever I started out kitting machines out on the assembly floor. So that brought me closer to the employees on the floor, and then I progressed on to a designer, and now I am that person that implements the changes to the part and then pushes that part through the floor, through the assembly, through the fabrication.
I love making things. From when I was younger, I would have taken the likes of things apart and put them back together just to see how it was done. I studied my GCSEs in St. Joseph's College in Cleland, and from there I went to Southwest College and I'd done the Gold Apprenticeship, which was 2 years long, and I started in here whenever I started that role, and from then I have continued my apprenticeship through the mega degree up in Magee. With the degree apprenticeship I get my university life. I also am earning money while studying and I have no university fees to pay. So it's benefiting me that as I am learning, I am also doing a hand-based, work-based learning as well. So it's earning as you're learning. So it's just a continuous cycle of my own apprenticeship at the minute. But I didn't need the likes of A-levels to get in here.
So again, in terms of qualifications or experience, that would depend on the actual role in the department that the individual was interested in applying for. But again, for us, the key thing with Malahans is the fit into the company, sort of what skill set, what competencies that you could bring into working. So whilst we do see academic qualifications as being important, it wouldn't be the be-all and end-all for us. We have had engineers in the past that maybe have come in from a manufacturing background that maybe have shown more of an interest in design, and so we have tried to accommodate that. Likewise, we have maybe had mechanical design engineers that have shown an interest in electrical work, and we have supported them by maybe putting them on a course such as PLC programming, and that has allowed them to diversify into maybe a different career, maybe a different department as well.
Coming into the manufacturing sector, I wasn't sure how I'd feel. I might have, at the start, I felt like I might have been intimidated or that because I was working in a male-dominated workplace. But then coming in after the first couple of weeks, I was 100% because they all treated you like you were them.
I didn't feel like I was going to be as hands-on as I was. Reality, I was getting stuck in. I was doing the work that the men were doing. I'm now doing the design work that the head designers are doing. I'm able to help out a lot more than I thought I was going to be, and a lot more work is pushed onto me, showing that I have confidence in doing the work.
There's plenty of opportunity to travel within Malahon. If there's an issue, if there's any faults with any of the equipment, we have a customer service team that will go out within 24 hours and be able to fix that. And that can be to any airport in the world. Like, they could be in Qatar one day, they could be in France another, they could be in Dubai another day. You know, it just very much depends. You know, there's just endless opportunities available in manufacturing.
Portree's a subcontractor manufacturing firm in Marfelt. They started in 1995. We do a range of products, cut and fold kits for some of our suppliers, also small fabs ranging from beams to larger chassis for the quarrying and the transport industry. Our main customers would be Terex, McCluskey International, Portafel International, Dennis and Trailers, just to name a few. Working in this industry can be challenging, but it keeps the job interesting and it helps you acquire new skills on an ongoing basis, so you're always continuing your personal development as you move along. We're constantly recruiting for CNC operative roles, welding and fabricating roles, robotic operating roles. The administrative roles would be in HR officers, health and safety officers, AutoCAD, estimators, buyers.
I'm the press brake operative now for the past 7.5 years in 4D. Myself personally, I'm a hands-on kind of practical learner, and I learn more actually doing the job myself and somebody showing me the job as opposed to learning it through books and the likes. I was between jobs actually, and this opportunity popped up and I thought it'd be a great chance to learn new skills and develop that way.
We have introduced a robotic welder for operating and producing a welding process with higher quality. This has also made it a safe working environment for our employers, a safer, more efficient work environment, and creates a good quality product for the customers and contingency.
I'm a mechanical and manufacturing engineer as a KTP associate through Queen's University in Belfast. My role at the minute is to develop automation and robotics within the company. Basically, my role varies from day to day. Now is more towards production-based, getting the robot running, programming the robot and setting up the robot, and also managing a small team, a new team, into how to use the robot, including training elements and setup basically. There's never been a robotic welding system used for this sort of industry, so I guess it's kind of a big deal to be working on such an innovative project.
The KTP project is a knowledge transfer partnership, and it's a collaboration of 3 different bodies, one being the university, one being a business and another being a skilled graduate, coming together to be able to create or complete the project at hand. We had no knowledge or experience of robotics within our business, and by doing so we were making sure that we were getting the best experience and the best skill set in order to get the resources to be able to complete the project.
My initial career path was not originally engineering either, until I decided in my final year of A-level to pursue engineering as one of my options. I done maths, chemistry, physics and biology. Then I went straight from school to university and done a 5-year integrated Masters of Engineering and Mechanical Engineering. There's a lot of avenues you can take. So engineering is a really open-ended and in-demand career. Part of this project I've done a lot of training on obviously the robotics side of things, actually technically using the robots, offline programming the robots and simple maintenance of the robots. Other aspects of training that I'm currently doing is a CMI, which is a Chartered Institute of Management and Leadership. I'm doing a Leadership and Management course, a Level 5 diploma, to further my career, basically more to managerial role. Other sorts of training that I've done is CAD software training. I have a lot of CAD experience from industry, from placement year.
I think it's important for businesses to work alongside schools and universities in order to keep a communication line open so that the information that they're being taught is relevant to what the technology the businesses are using at hand. Keeping the skill set there for when they're deciding to leave school and coming into a more productive role.
Coming in, it was really unknown. I didn't know where I was going and what was what, whereas now I'm comfortable, I understand the job and it's practical. Started at the bottom, learnt the job, learnt the trade, and now I'm training the new people coming in there.
So the Block Group now is going since 2009. Block Blinds, whenever it began, was there to be an innovative blinds manufacturer. So that starts right at the very start of the journey, where we design and engineer products which are suited to people's homes. We have over 200 staff now, and we're a diverse range of design and manufacturing companies. So there's a diverse range of things that we do, but mechanical engineering, electrical engineering and manufacturing are central to what we do. So we really listen to what the customers really want, right through to then manufacturing those products and getting those products into the people's homes. Our focus going forward is to encourage people from school leavers right through to anybody who's currently in employment to know about Block and know the great things that we're doing here.
So I've worked for Block for just over a year now, and I work in the R&D department. I'm a design engineer. My daily tasks would be, they vary a lot, anything from working practically in the workshop building prototypes to working on CAD on the screen and finalising designs. My key responsibilities would be, in a nutshell, taking an idea and making it reality. So that would be feeding through the entire design process, from ideas, concepts, prototyping, and finally working with suppliers to produce the parts and ultimately a product that we can sell at the end of the day. So in school I loved technology and design and maths, so that led on to me naturally studying an engineering degree. So I went to the University of Ulster and studied technology with design. After that I have behind me 8.5 years experience in industry, and then that's when I joined Block.
My role in Block is the production operative. I'm with Block now about 2 years. My key responsibilities at Block is to release a finished product. I build blinds, block out and block out XL. I finished school when I was 20 in Poland, and I finished gardening and a floristry college there. When I came to Ireland, I worked as a florist. And 2 years ago I moved to Northern Ireland and I seen a blog advertising and I applied for a job. I'm currently attending a course, Level 3 Administration in a local college. This is fully supported and organized by Block. I feel like a part of a team and makes me happy Block wants to invest in their employees. I'm really grateful to Block for opportunity they give me to come back to college and continue my education.
It's not always important to have the qualification. I know there's other routes into engineering, you don't have to go to university. So for me, whenever you actually get into a job in engineering, like in here in Block, the practical skills, the hands-on, the guidance that you get from other engineers in other departments is invaluable. So one of the major projects I've worked on this last year was taking our current skylight blind and redesigning it with automation in mind. This meant taking each part, each component, and it's something I'd never had exposure to before, looking at robots and how they handle parts. So this to me was all interesting and all very new. I've spent now, it'll probably be 9 months working on this project, if not more, and it'll be exciting to finally see it hit the line and to see all the robots in operation.
So it's really exciting to know that we have our products installed in over 1 million homes across the world. So central to the Block Group is our agility and our ability to react to changing situations. We believe that Block is more than just a place of work. It is somewhere that they can develop themselves as people as well. So the relationship that people have in-house are quite like a family, and we like to promote that. And then I suppose in terms of their own personal development, we see the value in developing themselves. It also empowers them to continue to contribute to the growth of Block into the future.
Portafil have been going now from 1993. We make a range of crushing and screening equipment. There's a rich history of crushing and screening in the Tyrone area. There's a lot of companies about here that are making crushing and screening equipment, and we've been involved in it for probably 30 years now. Our machines are probably a little bit different than some of our competitors. We're making compact equipment. So we focus on that space more so than the larger crushing and screening equipment. So we're doing machines that are used in the recycling sector predominantly, not so much the quarry sector, more recycling, more of the green recycling sector.
My role here is operations manager at Portafil, and I've been here just over 10 years. On a day-to-day basis, every day is different in the job I'm in. But there is a high level of planning goes into my job. But I suppose in the morning time, I'm getting back to some inquiries on emails from global customers in the States and Australia and New Zealand. Then I'd be checking in on any sales or dispatches due this week, and then checking in on the production on the shop floor to see if we're on schedule and to see how things are going on that front.
I am a purchaser/buyer. And I'm coming up to 3 months in this industry. What I do day to day would be I'd purchase kits for the machines, parts for the machines, tools, bolts, right down to PPE and everything in between, anything required for the boys on the floor, and the machines that's getting built and tools that are used for the machine. In school, I was a decent enough student. Didn't give much bother, but I always, from first year, I always says I want to go out and work, I wanted to make money. I wasn't interested in building sites, and I wasn't interested in going into retail. I wanted to do something that was Monday to Friday, decent hours, and was going to be reliable for always having a job. I did it's an A-level equivalent in ICT and administration called Cambridge Technicals, which I achieved a merit in, which sort of gave me the opportunity, and it was probably the thing in the CV that maybe stood out till Colin in Portafil for a job in the purchasing.
There's well-paid jobs. I mean, the average salary in this sector is about £29,000 a year. The opportunities are there. I mean, you can come in, you can work on the shop floor for a few years. You can then progress to become maybe a design engineer, but there is huge opportunities. You look at a CV, you'll see what somebody has as regards to qualifications. Something a CV won't tell you is the attitude that the person has. If they can show me a good attitude, I mean, good manners, good ability to listen and to learn, coming on time in the morning time. There's very simple things that you don't need to work that hard at. If you have those things, you have a good foundation then to progress within a company. Coupled then obviously with skills that you can work on and you can improve, and the opportunities are there.
From whenever I started out accounts assistant, I didn't think I would be in the role I'm in today. So the qualifications I needed to get in the first role I was in was an accounts degree from the University of Ulster, Jordanstown. Once you're in the job and once you're in the company, that's where your learning takes place, so you can progress into the different sectors. There has been some skills learned on lean manufacturing and different things like that, and there's still courses that I would like to look into potentially to further my skill set.
The majority of our machines go into sectors where recycling is key, so recycling concrete, recycling landfill waste. But as far as innovation is concerned, you have to innovate. If you don't innovate, you will be left behind. So we're a big believer in creating new designs, getting patent protection for those designs, and It's key to our growth that we're probably ahead of the curve when it comes to innovation in our sector. I think that's probably key is the flexibility and the depth of the possibilities within manufacturing companies.
One of the things I love about engineering is job satisfaction. So you spend all that time developing a concept and an idea, prototyping it, and eventually you see what you designed on the line and going out there to customers. I also have a lot of freedom in my role to be creative and be innovative, which allows me to express myself.
So what I enjoy is the sort of responsibility and the faith 4D are showing me in delivering such a mass project, which you normally would never get.
100% the environment, the work environment, the people I work with. The colleagues in the office, every one of them everyone's out to help each other. And right up to Colin and Molly, they've made you feel very welcome, made me feel very welcome anyway from the get-go.
The most enjoyable thing about my job is not everything is repetitive, and if I do get stuck, I have my work colleagues around me to help me out. No question is too big, no question is too small. Everyone is up to helping you out, whether it's the simplest question or it is taking time out of their day for them to come and explain what needs to be done or what should be done, the proper way about it.
What I enjoy most is the variety of the work we'll be doing. There's no 2 days the same, and the variety of the products and the range of products we have range from one day to the next will vary. For a company it is rewarding and it makes you feel satisfied that they are appreciated.
My advice would be definitely give it a go, because if you want to be out working, if you want to be working with your hands and more labour, there's jobs for that. If you want responsibility, there's HR, there's the likes of that.
I would say there's many opportunities to be getting a good living, to be making good money in this sector, and that's not only in certain roles, it's in a broad range of roles within this sector.
There's so many different teams with so many different levels of expertise that lead into ultimately the job I do. You don't have to home in on design engineering. There's so many different areas in engineering, and these are something that you could consider.
My advice to people watching this is manufacturing is a very open-ended career. There's a lot of opportunities, especially within the local economy and worldwide. For example, manufacturing in Northern Ireland accounts for 11% of the employment rate. This is a large portion. If you look at a classroom, 1 in 10 people will be in the manufacturing industry.
Definitely don't overlook it. Ask a career teacher for advice, or even call and get a tour of the company, and there's a range of jobs throughout the workshop. I'm sure one will appeal to you.
Easiest thing to do to get your knowledge of it all would maybe do a 6-week or 12-week work-based learning, or maybe a summer job, and then you can see how it's all done.
Maybe go out to the workplace, based on your work experience and see what it's like for that week. You might end up liking it.
This is a sector that is undergoing some really exciting transformation with the adoption of automation and robotics. There really has never been a better time for you to equip yourself with the skill set required for future work. You will have a job for life right here at home, or you also will have the opportunity to travel internationally. Our advice is for you to get some insight into the sector before choosing it as a career choice. You need to do your research, get some work experience, go on industry visits, and also choose a pathway that best suits your skills and attributes. There has never been a more exciting time for you to join the advanced manufacturing and engineering sector. The sector needs talented young people just like you, who will help our companies grow. This is your chance to become part of the next generation of engineers.